Okay, hello guys, today we have ultimate review of 4 different cameras for Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro. Also those cameras available for OnePlus and other Xiaomi, Realme models and Oppo and Vivo. Basically those cameras you can use with almost any Android phone, some of them even supported by Samsung. So actually it will be ultimate comparison. I've got 3 different versions of Google camera or Gcam. And I've got one stock version from Xiaomi MIUI 13 with some additional mode on it for Mi 10T Pro this mode. So let's compare all those 4 cameras and see which one you like more, which has more settings, and in general how they perform. So let's start one by one. First version is Google Camera 8.2 from BSG. The second version called LMC 8.4, so based on Google Camera 8.4. Although we've got Google Camera 8.2 based on the Parrot043 as an author of this one. And we have stock MIUI 13 camera with a mode for PDA. I will leave all these modes in the comments below, so you can download them for free from BSG. It's a private mode, so you need to pay for access in the private Telegram group, but it doesn't matter. The private version will be released within like 1 month publicly, so I will just leave the description below the version, like public version, for free. Alright, so let's start. Let's move one by one. Now we have camera from BSG. Here, what we've got basically, it's some basic settings here. Although we can, this camera has 3 different lenses, so you can activate all of them in this BSG one. Let's go to the settings and just check one by one. So we've got libraries. You can upload custom libraries here and save them, of course. Also, we've got modules. So you have different settings for each module. All the 4 modules supported. And you have global settings. Basically, it's like you can choose your smartphone interface, compression DNG, anti-bending, and some just basic settings, top bar settings. Yeah, you can activate them and have it in your top bar. Also quite convenient. And some general settings from Google Camera, like video stabilization, activate 8K recording, activate 8K 60 FPS recording, focus tracking, video resolution of the front camera, stream configs for slow-mo, etc. So basically, if we open one of those camera, let's say, okay, let me disable Wi-Fi first. Okay, let's say back camera, so my main camera. You have here image patcher, so you can enable RAM patcher and have so many settings here. I use all by defaults. I'm not setting anything here, so for all the cameras it will be default settings. Okay, you can select the model. That's how it will use. It uses by default Pixel 3. You have exposure, you have shadow factor, so basically you can put it automatically. You have merge mode, also automatically, dots fix, default activation of Astra options, and so many color management, RAW plus JPEG. Mode control, you have additional manual focus, session of photo and video. That one set as for this phone. I will tell you later about stabilization, but just small spoiler, for BSG the stabilization worked not that good for video stabilization. For other version it's different situation, so we will go one by one. A video stream config, so also change it here, but you can also disable just lens. So basically you have the same settings for each one. I will not focus on it, so just keep it like it is. And what's here? So you have night sight, portrait mode, and each one has some additional settings, but they're regular Google camera settings. For workability, slow motion basically doesn't work, as you see. If you set 1.4, okay, it works, but then it just stuck. So basically it doesn't really work. that's a bad thing here. All the other modes are working more or less fine. You have different stabilization mode, also they are working fine. Alright, so let's move back to my favorite one that I really recommend, just small spoiler, and I think the best camera exactly for this phone, Mi 10T Pro, it's LMC 8.4, so it has even different logo here, special one, although you can activate any of the models here. From the setting itself, it's the same as for others. Yeah, basically similar settings, only you have here a microphone, so you can even connect wired microphone and set it in the settings, also quite convenient to use. Some other modes are working, time-lapse is working, slow-mo is working, as you see, just to prove you. Okay, so basically that's one of the best options here. Video stabilization works perfectly, the same in a stock camera. So if you're recording video, I really recommend this version. We will make some video test, the next one, and a photo test with comparing 4 different cameras, but for now I can really recommend for videos this mode. Photos also perfectly. It supports 27 megapixel, while BSG camera only 17 or 16 megapixel. Here it's just similar settings, maybe just some additional one to make it more beautiful. Yeah, so I will not use it just by default. So let's go to the settings and see. So we have LMS 8.4 release 9. You have process functions, so you have so many settings here. I don't think I will focus on all of them. So you can activate Saber algorithm, you can use some color correction, noise model, auto white balance, black level. So here you open and just see what we have, just as an example. Basically there are like really thousands of settings. Focus tracking, you can take adjust focus slider and night mode adjustment. Okay, so basically I will not focus on it. Photo processing, you have patcher as well that you can enable. I'm not enable it to compare it without it. System settings, so you have stream configuration, you can install photo, video, up to your preferences. So it's installed 61444. It works perfectly here for Mi 10T Pro. Video stabilization is perfect. RAW format, okay, I won't focus on it. Hardware level, the same. Viewfinder format by default. Interface Pixel 2 XL by default. HDR model Pixel 4a 5G by default. Fixed resolution, no need, so I'm not using this. Basically for those settings, that's it. You have some special tweaks here. So you have front camera without restart, so when you click change to front camera it will not restart your camera. Use Google Photos, of course, maximum zoom, auto night mode, optical stabilization. I activated it because my phone supports it. And yeah, just disable zoom and portrait mode is quite regular one. System settings. Okay, this one we already covered. And config and settings, of course, you can download your config. You have advanced. So basically this one is a regular options from Google Camera. I will not focus on them much. Okay. What else? We have video settings. So basically it doesn't support 8K, but it supports 4K 60 frame for main and front camera. Video stabilization, audio zoom, you can select video bitrate and enable live photos from here. Additional cameras, so basically that's how I activate. I have of course a camera for macro. I don't use it, so I don't even activate it. You can put your even custom name here. And basically that's all for the settings itself. All the modes working here. Stabilization is working. So basically from my point of view that's the best mode, even not watching the camera. From settings, from all workability, for now it's the best one exactly for Mi 10T Pro, maybe for your phone as well. Alright, let's move on. So now we have version from Parrot043. Basically here what we've got from the settings itself, so it has social camera, it has camera sound. We can disable it for now. although that's our a regular setting, no, not something advanced one, so regular Google camera settings. Alright, yeah, you can lock it here. That's maybe quite not that unique, but it has here. So you use 4K Ultra G for front camera, you can activate it, audio zoom, video stabilization, modification settings. Yes, here you are. So basically focus tracking, let's disable it. P3 also disable it. So you can enable wide camera here. Let's try it out. So basically it works. Yes, wide camera is working. Let's check for video. Okay, it also works. Good. So basically all the camera are working. That's still some good points to start with. What else? Like developer settings, I think we can skip. So just modification settings. Let's go by them. Portrait zoom, no need. HDR plus, auxiliary camera activated. Display P2, merge factor, just automatically. Auto white balance, I use pixel 6. It's, by the way, yeah, my camera is available, so just put my camera. Some other cameras, a library patcher also available here, but I will not set it up merge automatically. So basically not much settings available here, but all the needed settings are available. What else? Google Lens, panorama mode, photosphere, and basically that's it. Slow motion, let's check it out, whether it works. Slow motion seems working. Let's check it. Okay, yeah, basically slow motion works here fine, only on BSG doesn't work. 8.8 doesn't work, but it's fine, doesn't matter that much. Alright, so basically stabilization for video also adjustable, so no issues from this side. Basically everything works fine. And the latest version is MIUI 13, regular app that installed some mode on it, like on Magisk. Basically it has all the settings, of course, it supports all the lenses, of course. Here you have macro, I don't use it, but it have it. What else from settings? So HDR settings, so automatic like adjustment, AI camera, motion, dynamic shots they call it, or motion photos. So you can put some other setting, low light portrait. From video point of view, so we have 8K, 30 FPS, 4K, and regular Full HD one. So also you can set a camera. You have some additional stabilization here. Basically it's also stuck sometimes Steady Video Pro or regular one, so you have HDR here, also good one. This one audio zoom also works, 3D sound. Okay, from video point of view that's it. For photos, so we have also astro photos here, like night one. Again, you can choose a movie frame. Basically, yeah, you will have like frame like this, like on a movie. I don't think it's very useful, but it has it. Well, of course, there are so many modes in stock camera. You have 108 megapixels, so maximum resolution of this camera. It doesn't support by Gcam, but I don't think you really need it. Sticker avatar, slow motion, time lapse, everything is working quite well. So let's just check. Slow motions we are checking, so we have some setting. Alright, now it supports 480 FPS. Yeah, let's just try. So yeah, seems it's working perfectly. Okay, need some time to process. But yeah, okay, it's working. So for 720p, the same one. For the settings, let's open the settings. So you have motion capture, you have video encoder. Okay, let's put high performance. And some additional settings from the mode. Also, I'm not changing them, just keeping by default. Thank for support, face detection, basically just some additional settings of this camera, and all the main settings can be adjusted without entering the settings itself. And the resolution of camera, as far as I remember, also around 20 megapixels. Okay, so let's do the test. I think we are done with the review. Let's make some trial pictures, yeah, and check it out how it works. Let's start one by one. So the first one is BSG camera. First we make a picture on regular camera, then on 0.6. So basically our macro camera or our wide range camera. Okay, so the first one is done. LMC. So okay, warning, switching during snapshot is not possible. Okay, that's not that convenient, need to wait, but after this we can make picture. Okay, so the next one, Parrot camera. Okay, 0.6. Still also cannot switch, but without any warning. Alright, and stock camera, the latest one. So this one actually quite fast. But let's compare the quality. Alright, let's open Google Photos. Okay, make some trial photos and videos. Okay. So you can see it. I will show you later all of them, of course, but now let's go one by one. Basically, BSG camera, first one, 16.1 megapixel here. I will not zoom it, I will not really have a look, just check quality. So quality is fine, it's sharp in the focus, and I will attach all the photos after my review, so you will see all of them with comparison and zoom, basically. But for now, just briefly comparison. Okay, 16 megapixel. Here we have 13.1, also quite good quality in focus. Okay, next one, 27 megapixel is my favorite camera, which called LMC camera. It's not advertisement, I just really like it. So also it's in focus, everything fine. Next one, 13.1 megapixel. Okay, so this one it should live photo, but doesn't matter. So basically it's 27.1 megapixel from Parrot. And also live photo 13.1, and the weight of the photo is also quite important sometimes. So here is 8 megabytes from my favorite MSL camera is 5.4, and from BSG is 3.7, but resolution is lower. Okay, and the stock camera, the latest one, we have 25 megapixel here. And the weight is 13 megabytes, so it's really a lot. And here we have 13.1, 7 megabytes, also quite a lot. So 25.2, and on my favorite one we have, wait a second, we have 27.1, even higher than the basic MIUI camera. Okay, so for now it's only one thing left to compare is video recording. So I will use just full HD one with regular mode, stabilization on, and 30 FPS. Okay, let's put it like this. So test of camera, BSG, stabilization. Okay, as you see on preview we have stabilization, but I'm not sure that this stabilization keep on final version of video. Okay, so next one, LMC. Okay, wait a moment. Yeah, video, regular camera, video, test of camera of LMC Google camera stabilization on, sound. Okay, done. Okay, next one, Parrot camera, video, regular camera, video test from Parrot camera stabilization, and just some brief zoom. Okay, and the latest one, stock version of camera. Okay, basically it has quite good focus and optimized quite well, this one. 1, 2, 3, stock camera, stabilization. Okay. Okay, that's pretty much it for today's review. From those 4 cameras, I really recommend you to use LMC 8.4 version that I'm using for Mi 10T Pro. It has really a lot of function and works quite well. If you don't need that much function and want some basic settings and you're satisfied with like kinda okay stabilization, you can use camera from Parrot. The third one is just camera from MIUI, that is also not bad, and I put also the third one BSG camera. They are more or less the same as MIUI 13 regular camera. Of course the quality of photos will be a bit better on BSG camera because it's still Gcam, but the video stabilization and the functions are more or less similar. So basically that's it for review. I will leave in the comments below all the links that you need and you can download those camera and install on your phone. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Test of camera, BSG stabilization. Okay, so you see on preview we have stabilization. Video test from Parrot camera stabilization and just some brief zoom. Test of camera of LMC Google camera stabilization on. Sound. Okay. Okay, basically it has quite good focus and optimized quite well this one. 1, 2, 3, stock camera stabilization.